They have fun intros like that all the time.
Okay, so right off the bat, we're starting on a whole level ahead of what we've been on.
Well, I don't watch anyone die yet.
Why wouldn't you move over? You're just going to honk your horn and stay in his way.
Because you're standing your ground, damn it.
We did see a shootout one time, though.
That is true. Uh-oh. What are you doing, friend?
That's dumb.
Getting hyphy in the accent. Off-road adventure. And he manages to hit the only solid thing in the median.
That one gutter.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 232, despite what it says in the agenda. There we go. Fixed. Episode 232 of the Camcast. Yeah, say something.
Ha!
Rip headphone users.
What is it? What's Gavin's thing?
I don't know.
You need to harmonize.
We're not. Jesus.
That wasn't half bad.
It was not bad at all.
Wasn't half good.
Jesus, Mike.
I am Mike.
Get your shit together.
Dear leader, Doc Taste. Leader of men, herder of cats.
The unphoned silencer.
Hey, man.
Well, now it's hanging from his microphone, so let's just take the problem and
it's going to be hanging up there,
it.
all right? Don't
just
worry.
Let it hang out there, Mike.
I'm gonna. All right? There. Done.
Leader of man, herder of cats.
Wear of shorts because I'm a big fat guy, even though it's cold outside. That's how it works. That's how we do. Ladies, it's getting to be that magical time of year. You need to find a comfy boy like myself. I'm already spoken for, but there are plenty of other fellas like me out there.
Yo, what's up?
There you go. Look at Zach. Giant fucking redwood of a human being.
I can't even follow that up.
It's all right.
Thanks.
But he is a giant fucking redwood of a human being. He is the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself, the Lord of the Boards, Zach Lords.
Ahoy hoy.
There we go.
I have no competition today.
No, you don't.
Oh, me.
To my right, we have Temp Daddy, Ben Allred.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
And down at the end of the table, the one and only Ayrton.
The one and only.
Damn right you are. The shocking amount of Brazilian people I know. You're the only person I've ever met who is named Ayrton.
And I'm not even Brazilian.
There you go. It's just weird.
Okay.
At least we know someone's a fan.
You would think there would have been one, especially with how motorsports centric my life is. I would have run across one, but no.
I've only in recent years found two others. One I don't even know. It was just on Facebook, and I sent him a friend request because that's what you do when you have my name.
Yeah.
And the other one is my coworker Dallin's younger brother, I believe.
Really?
Also has my name.
Huh. All right. Well, way to bury the lead there, Dallin. Appreciate that.
I know, it was going so well.
Man. First the adorable...
Totally Dallin's fault, not his dad's or who else named the kid.
Listen, he's the one who could have let us know. I don't know Dallin's dad. I don't know his parents. I just know Dallin and his adorable puppy. So...
His multiple adorable puppies.
Multiple puppers. Damn it. Dallin, get a cool car. We need to do photo shoots with you and your puppers. Like we did that one time. That was my favorite photo shoot because it quickly devolved from me taking pictures of his Evo to me taking pictures of his dog. It's so adorable. Anyway, follow us for pupper pictures and other things not pupper picture. On all the social medias, we are at CamAutomag on the lot of them. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is welcome, between $1 and up to $15,000, as we found out the limit is, tragically. But if you want the best bang for your buck, you want bonus content, but you don't necessarily want any sort of physical reward, $5 is where it's at.
Physical rewards.
I mean, not those kinds of physical rewards.
Oh.
No.
I was going to say, it's $5. That's pretty damn cheap.
We can't legally offer that, and I'm morally not offering that.
$5.
So let's talk about this $15,000 option.
Well, so I have an idea.
The $15,000 option is just like, we give you the keys for a month.
Just a month?
Yeah.
Well,
okay, because I wouldn't be racing all year.
I mean, listen, you give us $15,000, we'll let you run this thing for a month. There you go.
Well, so, I remember it wasn't $150,000 what our first thing was.
Yeah, like the $180,000. The fuck you, it's yours now.
But if you have that kind of money and you're upset that you can't do that, just make more than one profile.
There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
What would that be? 12? Yeah, just create 12 Patreon profiles, and there you go. I mean, solves our problems.
Yeah.
Solves a lot of our
Yeah,
problems. Solves pretty much all of our problems.
Just have each one do the 15,000 for a month, and you get a full year out of it.
There you go. You just run this thing.
Yeah, well, the money, yes.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, this podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Let's see. No shout-outs, but I should check the mailbag, because that's always fun.
No, they're not.
Sometimes they're hilarious.
I want Dylan to write in again.
From Dylan?
Dylan.
You want Dylan to write in?
Yeah. I like Dylan. Even though I ignored him that one time. I'm sorry.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
That was not fucking planned at all. We didn't know that got sent in.
Can confirm.
Holy shit.
This is amazing.
I love you, Dylan.
From Dylan, whose Google picture appears to be a basset hound. Makes me even, it's just adorable. All right, Dylan, let's see what hot fire you have for us. TDC, Track Daily Crush, U.S. domestic market, Japanese domestic market, and European domestic market.
I might take back my thing I said earlier.
No bending the rules. I don't want any. Fiat technically owns Chrysler and therefore is Euro bullshit. You only get to track the cars specifically in the market you pick. Same for Daily and Crush.
Okay, so you're basically just tracking daily or crushing an entire market.
Exactly.
God, I take back what I said about you.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do this. You should just both copy that.
Man, he's wondering what the hell is going on.
Oh, God.
Anyway, all right, well, we're in it now.
Okay, fuck, I'll start with this shit. Okay, so no, I can't. Shit.
Okay. I think I got a beat on this.
I think it's going to be the same for you and I. I think so. Oh, God, okay.
You think?
I'll hear you out.
Because
I'm probably going to disappoint a lot of people.
It's okay. This whole podcast is a disappointment. It's a disappointment that people pay for. So
my family approves of this.
It's all right. Alrighty. So, okay, goddamn, give me a minute. I'm trying to.
I'll go. I'm ready to
Okay.
hop in.
Okay, go.
Okay, we are going to daily Japanese. We're going to track the European. We're going to crush the USDM bullshit. Okay, reasons. Because Japanese cars, I think, are funner to daily.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You get your Hondas, you get your Subarus, you get your Toyotas.
You don't have to deal with BMWs on a daily basis.
But then for European, it's not BMWs and Porsches. You also got Ferrari in there, and you got the big hitters for the racing. And then USDM. Do I need to say more?
Enough said. Jesus.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean,
I could go more in depth, but I think that's pretty covered.
I think we might need to save this when we have a fuller roster.
Okay.
So, but no, I think I want to flip the daily and the track, only because some of those Euro barges, they are just all the comfort in the world.
Yeah.
You know. So, but no, I think I'm going to agree with you, just because there are more fun things to throw around a track.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm sorry, America, but your pickings are mighty slim.
Yeah, what have you done for me recently, America?
Bananas on the fronts of Chargers.
Well, yeah. I saw one the other day, in person.
Really?
I'm up on a fucking roof working on the customer's house. I see the guy pulling 630 into his garage.
Oh.
It was like an SRT8 Charger with fucking bananas. I was going to get a photo of it, but he was in his garage before I could, and I didn't want to go be like, hey, sir, can I get a photo of your bananas?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, there you go. Disappoint us,
Okay.
Temp Daddy.
I would daily the USDM.
Oh.
I'd track the JDM, and I'd crush the European market.
Okay.
Basically,
Disappointed in you.
I know, but So U.S. likes to just come out with ridiculous things that shouldn't be on the streets, but are kind of fun regardless. Like with the Hellcats, they got that C8 Corvette and stuff coming out. But they also probably got some of the more capable trucks and stuff if you wanted to if you're going to need those for some reasons.
That's true.
And so you don't want to get rid of your workhorses and such. Japanese, they just know how to have fun without killing the pocketbook, but also keeping it reliable, which is where European market kind of tends to fall short. I mean, yeah, European have all the supercars and stuff, like Italian supercars, all those things, but how many of those catch on fire or cost
just enough.
Cost about half the price of the car just to maintain it every year? So you got huge maintenance costs on a lot of those things, and I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm going at on that one.
All right.
Yeah, understandable. I get that. Works for me. I disagree, but I appreciate your info.
At least I had reasons.
You need reasons.
No practicality.
Yeah.
No practicality.
All right, Ayrton, bring us home.
Well, I look in my own garage as I think about what I would do and basically come to the same conclusion as Zach, as we don't want anything American.
Even though I've owned too many American cars.
And this is such a broad question. There's so many different things that you can put into this. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Zach, but I want to add a little bit more to this and just thinking what cars are you thinking of when you think, oh, okay, well, European market, this is what I could see having to deal with, and what's coming to mind?
For me, when I think about when I'm racing, like Porsches and Lamborghinis are the obvious on the top. But are you asking me to pick one?
Just what car did you see when you thought, okay, European market? This is what I would have to do with it.
When I see when you just say the word European market car in this sense, I think a 458.
Yeah, for your track.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've had listen.
Staring deeply into you. Give me some insight.
There's some
more insight.
More insight. You just kind of sputtered out there, literally. No, they're
over here.
Yeah, there you go. Just hang out over there.
I'll go back to the couch 1 year later. Back to the couch.
That was a good run.
Yeah, that's fun.
Then just suddenly Zach just off mic. Hello.
Hey.
I'm still here.
Part of me thought you were going to run a microphone over to the couch so I could sit on it while recording.
No.
It's kind of like the end of the Austin Powers where the guy's still off the cliff down below. He's like, my legs are badly broken.
Yes. That.
That's also before my time.
What's Austin and the power?
You damn kids. Anyway,
Get off of my lawn.
Let us know which market you are going to crush, which market you are going to daily, and which market you are going to track.
Thanks, Dylon.
Thank you, Dylon. That is definitely some hot fire. Yes, send your answers to mailbag at camautomag.com or hit us up on the social medias. We're at camautomag on the lot of them. Love to hear your responses. All right. Why are you not playing? There we go.
You were asking me, and I'm like,
no,
that's
I'm
your
just
job.
Just talking out loud. All right, did that. Didn't get any fun questions. I don't have a cute little video to show.
No.
I mean, we can. Zach, if you think you can fill some time.
I had a rant for this week, but I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Think hard.
Think rant about something I want to rant about.
I mean...
I want to rant about auto parts stores.
Rant about auto parts stores while I look.
Okay, so...
Ayrton, Ben, humor him.
Look at me while I talk to you.
Look at him.
So, with getting the Subaru up and running... Oh, God. I'll get the Subaru up and running. I've had to go to a lot of auto parts stores, and I've been working on a Bronco as well, too, so there's been a lot of trips to auto parts stores. And, I am getting so fed up with the fucking auto parts stores clerks. They're the most annoying human beings on the planet Earth. So, my Subaru, I have an engine from a different car, but I have the chassis different as well too. So so I have to remember which part came from which car, so I can look up which car in the auto parts store. And so I take my alternator into the auto parts store with me, and I turn my friend like, "Hey, is this off the engine?" Which to me means is off the engine, is off the chassis. The guy goes, "Yeah, your alternator's off your engine. Your crank turns it."
What a dick.
And then a little bit later after he tested my alternator and stuff, he was like, "Well, what issues are you having with your car?" And I just wanted to like tear the fucking like. Well, I'm working on a BH4 or it would be a 5 because it's the hat BH5 with an Easy 30D with the harness off of this other car. Like I want to go into it and have him just be like, I can't help you with that one. And then another one like O'Reilly or AutoZone doesn't look up the car via engine size like most parts stores. They look up for trim level.
Yeah,
and which is weird because for the Subaru it's base, LL Bean, and VDC. VDC is an option for transmissions. Yeah, it's just weird. But I'm off topic. Yeah, they're just stupid, and I hate auto parts store guys. But then I go to like the Subaru dealership to buy parts, and they're so much nicer.
Yeah,
like they like, oh, here's like 14 diagrams. Is your part this one right here? Did you find something so I can stop?
No,
I love the diagrams.
Yeah,
but as far as auto parts stores, one of the things I always hate the most, you go there during a busy time, and you always got that one clerk that does know what they're doing.
You have to wait
and they're going through customers left and right, pulling parts, and you end up not getting them.
Yeah.
Like you get...
I have waited for that guy several times. I am a regular enough at most stores I know who is the guy to go to, and I'll be like, "Hey, sir, can I help you next?" "No, you're good. Get this guy in next."
Yeah, this dude can go ahead of me.
And then you get the guy that doesn't know the difference between a Phillips and a flathead.
Yeah.
So,
well, I literally overheard two burly motherfucking dudes at our parts store a couple months ago arguing about where the exhaust ports are in an engine. Like, full on just going at it. Like, "No, they're on the fucking block. No, they're on the head. You're a fucking dumbass. No, they're on the block, on the head." Turns to the auto parts store lady who is, like, not part of that conversation.
Does not want any piece of this.
Yeah, and then the guys go, "Is the exhaust ports on an engine on the head or on the block?" Which shouldn't be a question to anybody, but okay, a flathead Ford, maybe.
Yeah, like older engines, like it was just part of it.
Yeah, lawnmowers,
yeah.
Maybe. But if you're talking about literally any engine produced in the past 90 years, you're looking at it on the head. And then she goes, "I think they're on the head." You fucking think?
No. Have some conviction, damn it.
How the fuck do you think? And then at like Pep Boys,
yeah,
I'll just go in and use the computer myself. like I know the store well enough that they're like, "Oh, it's just Zach." I'll go in, I'll pull the part numbers, and I'll give them like red paper down. Like, "Oh, can you grab this part for me?" And they'll come bring it up, and they'll ring it up for me.
I'll actually.
Can we just
search
have
part.
that everywhere? That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll actually search parts. Like if I go to need to go O'Reilly or somewhere, I'll search up the parts online, find out what I need, and say, "Hey, I need this part number."
It's for me because I end up using my phone for looking up the shirt, and it's so much harder to use my phone because like you have to like type in like your store number, and so you can get your parts number. Yeah, it's way harder for phone or my phone. But and then the other one is like I was at O'Reilly's. And like the guy had left to go grab the part, and it was taking fucking forever. And I was like, I was this close just to turn his computer around and just grab my next part I needed, and for him to come back and be like, "Oh, I need you to grab this part for me now too." But I think that's how I get asked to never come back to that store.
Yeah,
that would be an issue for me.
Yeah.
This looks awesome.
Yes. So right now, down in crazy upside down America Junior, aka Australia, they're having the Brisbane Festival. It is a 3-week arts extravaganza in the capital of Queensland, which is Brisbane. And, it ends with some military flyovers and some fireworks, which we're not going to be seeing. But we're going to see a C-17A Globemaster, which is a giant-ass cargo aircraft.
It's my understanding the Globemaster than the Galaxy that are America's
That's
largest planes.
That's not a real picture, is it?
It's very real.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So here we are. We are watching this giant-ass plane fly through the skyscrapers of Brisbane.
I've never seen something that big look so nimble.
Oh, yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, these, like, low-altitude flyovers.
That's an expensive mistake if it happens.
Oh, yeah. Just these crazy, like... This thing is huge. Like...
You can load Chinooks in the back of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
That's how big we're talking.
You can almost fit a Volvo in there.
Almost. Yeah, it's the size of a house, but it seems to be very maneuverable.
Did you know the wing stretch on one of those is longer than the Wright brothers' first flight?
That didn't surprise me.
I want one of those to live in.
Like,
There's a guy in Seattle that's doing that. So, but I think it's out of like a Douglas DC-9 or some shit.
that's amazing.
Have you not seen those articles?
No.
Let's see if you want to get. I'll send it your way.
All right, yeah. But yeah, no, this is just, I mean, you know, there's a Star Wars Canyon here in the U.S. There's Mock Valley in Europe. And apparently in Australia,
There's Brisbane.
it's the city of Brisbane.
Oh, I had something else I want to talk about before we get to them after this.
Okay. Just going to watch this. Just
Yeah, you're good.
that thing already looks pretty big.
He's
and
coming at us.
It's just, yeah, and it's just
straight at
out
us.
there.
Cue the Jaws music.
Don't know. Don't know.
Man, like,
Don't know. Don't know. Don't
that's
know.
already
Don't
pretty
know.
damn
Don't
big.
know.
And here it comes.
He keeps having to zoom out to capture it.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna, give me the wide. Give me the wide.
Be wide. I need all 16 mils.
Just this
Oh, man,
absolute.
it is creeping along now.
Like,
And those things fly fast. Their cruising is like 300-400 miles an hour. He's not doing that right now. He is probably
barely
just
at
off
stall.
stall.
Yeah, just barely
Yeah,
above stall.
it's just he's going so slow. You're like, man, it's just gonna like fall, fall out of the sky.
Crazy.
Like, that's definitely one of those. Just like, gotta keep moving the throttles forward just ever so much so that stick stops shaking. But yeah, this is
It's crazy.
yeah. And then-
No.
oh, yeah, no, this is
Gosh.
yeah,
What?
yeah. This is nuts.
Like, I never want to see a plane that big that close.
In that.
Doing that,
Like,
yeah.
Oh shit! Yes.
There's an in-cockpit camera.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no way.
Holy
Yo.
shit!
Here
It's
we
a
go.
360. Scroll it around.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Yo, I'm blowing this up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
holy shit!
That is so close.
dude.
What the fucking flight navigators in the back of the smartphone?
Flight engineer just out there fucking around with his iPhone. My God, dude.
It looks like they're just flying this nimble little thing around. You wouldn't think it's this massive.
Yeah, but no, it sure can carry less weight than a 747, even though it looks absolutely giant. Oh, there's just a Super Hornet flying through.
Yeah,
by the
because,
way,
of course, why not?
yeah, why not? It's just not an air show without.
An F-18.
Yeah,
Or skyscrapers, apparently.
yeah. I mean, listen.
Apparently, we're doing it wrong here in the U.S.
To have probably in our neck of the woods, but I mean, listen, there are plenty of places where they have a proper fleet week, where you get the Navy showing up, they're showing off all their wares. Where is this?
Oh shit!
Oh, that kind
You
of
just
came
keep
out
seeing
of
it popping
nowhere.
out here and there.
Where you at, buddy? Under the bridge, damn it.
Under the bridge.
There he is.
Stunt achieved. 1 of 19.
Double extreme stunt bonus. Man, far away, though? There we go.
That's some proper footage.
Perfect.
Praise the cameraman there.
Yeah. Got it, bud. Yeah, all right.
All right.
I think we've seen enough of that. All right, well, there we go. Yeah, if you just want to have some fun... What? Who wants me to like... Never mind. Get into that shit later.
Facebook.
Yep. Anyway, if you want to nerd out on some stuff, yeah, just go ahead and search like Mock Valley or Star Wars Valley. It's just hours of footage of different military aircraft just ripping through these canyons, and it is delightful.
What I want to bring is Zach's Gen Z. Is that what I am?
I don't know. Just pick a moniker.
Are we Gen Z?
I think it's Millennial ends at 96.
Yeah.
Is that Gen Z?
Dave is technically a millennial. We figured out 86 when it starts.
Yeah, then I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you guys are both millennials.
Yeah, we're old millennials,
Yeah. But no, whatever we are, the Zach's Gen Z report.
You damn kids.
We did it. We fucking did it.
What'd you do this
We went to
time?
Area 51.
That you did.
We fucking did it.
You and 25 other people.
We did the Naruto run. Did all of it.
That you did. It ended up being less of a shit show than we all thought.
Yep.
You clap that alien ass.
Clap them cheeks. Yeah.
And so that has been Zach's Millennial Minute. Thank you for your time.
All right.
I want to make that a thing. Can I make that a thing?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay.
You know what else you can make a thing?
What?
Head over to CamAutoSwag.com.
God damn. Woo!
It's what I do, goddammit. I don't have much,
So,
but I got that.
what kind of things will I be expecting when I go to CamAutoSwag.com?
Okay, so first you're going to see an old photo from one of the Pearly World Challenge stops.
Okay.
It's the header, it's the banner image.
Well,
And then below that, you've got our fine products like hoodies and T-shirts and.
are they reasonably priced?
Oh yeah, everything's reasonably priced. Come on, we're not out to do you dirty. We want you looking stylish. We want you repping us, but we're not going to take every last cent.
Well, we will, but
I mean, listen, you give us the opportunity. We're not going to say no, but we're not out to do that. So, yeah, that's how old it is. Cadillacs are still running. So,
I love those Mercedes, by the way.
oh yeah, they're great. Good old razzle dazzle. Anyway, yeah, we've got all sorts of stuff. We still have phone cases. But yeah, no, I highly recommend go ahead and drop in some, what is it, 25? Yeah, go ahead and drop $95. Get yourself a long sleeve tee, get yourself a zip up hoodie, get yourself a tote bag. So that way when you're walking around being warm, you can also carry stuff around in style.
Yeah, what he said.
Yep, all that's available over at CamAutoSwag.com.
Shameless plug.
I mean, that's what we do. And since we kind of screwed up the order, we're just going to go ahead and mention our partners over at Steady Broke Clothing, SteadyBroke.com, Steady.Broke on all the social media. They, like us, want to give you some quality threads, but not take every last dime out of your pocket.
They're quality, not cheap.
Damn right. There's a difference. There is a difference. Cheap implies that it is low quality. They are affordable.
They're affordable.
Yes, they are. Yeah, go ahead and put some of their high-quality
Bargain.
affordables.
Would bargain work?
Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and put some of their quality merchandise in your digital shopping cart and use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout to save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. Alrighty. Now let's talk to our guests.
We have guests?
Yes, we do. They've been sitting here waiting patiently.
I thought they just became our new hosts.
I was just hanging out.
I mean, listen. We have two open seats.
I just wanted to hear the show early.
There you go. Well, now that
One
you
way to do
have,
it.
what do you think?
Yeah.
You regret all of it?
Listen, we all make mistakes.
We've all been there.
Alrighty. So we're just
Okay, no, I got to ask a question.
Go ahead. Oh, yes, ask your question. I know what you're asking.
Hey, you're an asshole. I love you, though.
That's a great question.
Oh, it's a bonding moment.
When I do it, it's normal. When you do it, it's weird.
I can't wait till they can stream moments like
We
that.
can make it weirder. Right here, Zach. No, look at me. Look at me. In this moment, this is where we're at.
You are almost to the bromance
I'm
levels.
seeing Vegas right now. But we're doing this unironically.
You are almost to the bromance levels of me and my brother-in-law.
Oh, don't worry.
It'll get there.
In the midst of Vegas, be like, Mike, I need your hand. Mike, give me your hand.
Something special is growing.
Hey, I got questions for you guys.
Oh, sweet, no way.
Fuck, I can't even say it now. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're an asshole. I love you. Okay. Ayrton.
Yes. That's
In and
me.
out. Yes or no?
In and out?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Where are we? It's
Yes.
geographically
yes.
dependent.
Yes. See, I like him even more now.
Yes.
Because we're in Cali, it's always yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But here in Utah.
Ian Lacey instilled that in me.
But if
It's a rule.
if
It's
you're
a
in
team
Utah,
rule.
Ian's wise.
But if you're here in Utah. Okay.
There
Hey,
you
Benjamin.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Cat. Wait, no, it wasn't cat. What was the question?
Dog.
Not cats.
In and out. Yes or no?
In Utah?
Well, just in general.
In general,
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Freddy's Steak Burgers.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay. Thank you for your guys' time.
There we go. Well, that's it for
Thanks
episode
for having me.
232.
I should start making a poll.
Really should.
Straw poll. Whatever happened to straw
30
poll?
people out of 100 have said.
If you haven't gone to Freddy's, they're better.
That's pretty good.
All right, we'll give them a try. Yeah, there you go.
Take a poll.
Show me Picard's flute. I was in the survey.
Out of 100 surveyed.
I was
Survey says.
I was in the survey.
And only you were.
Yes.
Something oddly sexual.
Alrighty, gentlemen.
Sorry, I have derailed this so much today.
It's okay. All right, we need to ask some questions, and
You've got that racked up. You got to shoot it later. Don't forget.
Oh, don't worry. We've got 24 minutes. I'll go ahead and pop some off. Okay? Don't you worry about it, youngin'. I know how to be wildly reckless.
Yeah, he's got blanks loading in that.
Don't tell me about the Asian scripts. I were there when they were written. Don't preach to me.
You have 6 months on me.
I was there when...
That's it.
The sacred texts.
Hey, so do we have questions? Because I keep fucking this up.
Sorry.
I don't know. Does anyone actually want to hear from us? I thought I was just here to see the show.
I mean, you're kind of here, but I mean, I put out some questions, and we got some very disappointing levels of response.
Nick Stuckey.
Oh, no, well, I mean, we got a strong response from one person. Everybody else kind of let me down, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Nick came in clutch at the first moment.
But we will get to that in a minute. First, all right.
Stay broke? Oh, no, we already did that.
We already did that. No, first, Ben, what is it like owning a weird dually Japanese truck that some people love and other people don't seem to know even exists?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I've probably had half a dozen people in just the last couple months since I've owned it just straight up try and give me offers to buy it.
Yeah?
Like, a lot of people seem to like it. It's fun and interesting to roll around in when it's working. Currently, it's down for repairs. Sadly, it lost oil pressure a few weeks ago and seized up the engine in there. But I've got another Z24 engine I'm going to throw in there, which will have a turbo hooked up on it this time. I like to pull things around with the truck. I towed a 62 Chevy C20, which probably weighs about twice as much as this truck.
Yeah, that's a lot to be moving.
I towed that sucker. Oh man, probably like 3 hours away. It was 3 hours. It would have been normally about an hour and a half journey, but 3 hours because I had to take all the side roads. Could not do freeway in that thing, and survived. And picked up that motorcycle that I've been building, that 93 Katana
that you've been hanging out waiting.
Oh yeah, no, it's registered now. I'm just waiting for some parts to come in, and so I can have a brake light, and a headlight, which are both kind of important,
kind of key. So
other than that, it runs and rides fine.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna jump over to Ayrton. Ayrton, Every time I see you out at the track, you seem to be messing around with go-karts and people. Explain.
And people?
Yeah. Like, I've never seen you just, like, rarely have I seen you just out there with your go-karts by yourself. Like, you've had clients with you.
Ah.
Yeah. So, explain, like, a little bit about your karting background and how you got to be in a position where you have karting clients.
Yeah, so the karting really started literally the first moment I knew that this track existed. I moved out here from California with my mom when I was 14 years old. I had always loved racing when I was little. I had a kart when I was a little kid, and then we moved out here, moved away from that, took a couple years off, and didn't really think there was going to be much opportunity out here for motorsports at all. And then just completely out of the blue, in 2014, my mom bought tickets to the Lucas Oil races, thinking, hey, there's trucks racing in some hole in the desert out by Tooele. We should go watch it.
In the middle of a cow pasture.
Yeah, pretty much. And we pulled up to this place that I had no idea existed. Just this magnificent, everything we've all seen the track for the first time. And it was just amazing. Well, what do you have to walk past to get to the Lucas Oil trucks?
You got to walk past the kart center.
What do you think we ended up not getting to that day?
The Lucas Oil stuff.
Found the karts track there, and as soon as I knew that was here, I knew I had to start getting into it more. So I ended up taking, for my 16th birthday, family all pulled together, said, here's a few $1,000s, go buy your first car.
Oh, nice.
What do you think I bought?
Did you blow car money on a kart? Or several?
I bought what was left of the original Miller Motorsports Burrell factory effort, which was a chassis, several backup chassis, an engine, a race suit, everything.
Wow.
To get myself started.
All right.
And I ran the 2015 UKC season with no plan, just
out there doing it.
My family has a pickup truck. I have a go-kart. I'm going to make this happen. I have no idea what I'm doing. So it was literally just started as me showing up to the track, driving an hour and a half on a Saturday morning, waking up at 4, having no clue what this thing was or how I fix it when it breaks. Or I didn't know anything, and I didn't have anyone there to really do it with me. So I was a lot of lessons learned the hard way and making stupid mistakes and trial and error, trial by fire, and figuring it out, and always pushing the envelope, because from that point, 6 months later, what's the next least logical thing you can do when you're just kind of starting to figure it out? You go buy the fastest go-kart they make.
Well, there you go.
That was my introduction to shifter kart racing. I started racing shifter karts at the end of that year.
Dear God.
And same thing for the next year and a half. My mom finally got to the point where it's like, okay, well, you haven't killed yourself yet, so you can start taking the RV out there. And I had a trailer, so I started driving the huge motorhome with the trailer and just expanding the effort of not knowing what I was doing to the point where now I can stay out at the track, and now I can spend even more time making more mistakes and learning things.
That's a game changer.
Now I'm starting to realize that there's a car community at the track. It's not just the kart track. I'm venturing down past the gas station to the garages, and
You're trekking on the racetrack. You're pioneering.
Yes, I'm pioneering. I'm blazing trails.
What's that on beyond the gas pump down there?
What ho, good sir!
I've traveled very far.
I found far lands filled with some great people, and there's pirates out there.
She's like, what ho, good sir? And Les and his skull are just leaning around like, what the fuck?
Does there be gold in them there hills?
There's copper in those hills.
Yeah, sure. Can you turn a wrench, kid?
And yeah, that's basically what it came down to. In 2016, I started hanging out around the shops on top of running my karts, and now having at least some basic idea, at least enough to fool people that I knew what I was doing.
There you go.
And just started hanging out at the shops and being wherever I could be tolerated, basically. And at that point, the two shops primarily that would have me around and ended up being the places that would give me work and really give me opportunities were the first one, which was Air Power Racing, and later Ian Lacey Racing. I started working for less at the end of 16. The first time I ever actually worked for a race team was the Enduro of that year.
Ooh.
They needed an extra guy last minute, and I was around because there was a kart race that weekend. From there, I started to get more opportunities to do more stuff, now start driving on the big track, driving cars. Our friend that raced with Air Power Racing for many years, David Lockwood, gave me a really good opportunity that year where I started working with him and actually did a lot of motorsports simulation work with him. And that was my first opportunity to get on the big track, which was after doing some work with him and some development with his simulators. He was able to give me a 2-day test with Ian Lacey Racing in a Star Mazda, which was my first chance to get on the big track. And from there, following that year, I finished up karting with the shifter, started to get pretty good with that, and did a couple more track days here and there. I did a C day with the XDT and just some stuff, getting more acclimated, getting whatever I could get into, basically. Just trying to learn the tracks, learn cars, and network and meet people. The shop really started to seem like a feasible option when, at the end of 2016, my dad and I actually bought a house 10 minutes away from the track because at this point I'm committed and I want to start working out there.
Yeah, might as well.
In end of 2016, it was looking really good. I got regular work at the track as a mechanic. I was working for less. I was really on really good terms with Ian Lacey, and I had started to really get to know people in the karting community. Well, at the end of the year, or beginning of the year for 2017 season, a kid that I'd become really good friends with over the previous year and started to race a lot with and really gotten to know well, his name's Ethan Rapp, had come to me with an opportunity that he had found over the off season for a gentleman that was looking to fund a startup karting team. So he actually approached me and our other teammate, Joshua Fine, and said, hey, we're all three really good friends. This guy wants to invest in us. This guy wants to invest in me and 2 other drivers. Let's go racing. So that's the guy that ended up buying my current shifter kart that I still have to this day, the first new go-kart I've ever had. And that's really where the shop started to come into play, because as that year went on, 2017, I was racing karts full-time. I was crewing Perry Needham's 944, and NASA was my primary funding for that program, and the operating cost was working for Air Power and working with Perry Needham. So on some weekends, I'm driving my own karts and I'm racing for myself, and then right after that, I'm going and doing NASA weekends and crewing Perry and
doing all that fun
continuing
stuff.
to expand my mechanic horizons and all of my learning cars and learning how to be a wrencher on the NASA weekends.
Nice.
So that rounded that up. 2018, I left Air Power for an opportunity at Ian Lacey Racing to start working with G3 in the Pirelli World Challenge. That really is when my shop became feasible and opened up, was when I got with Ian. It became rather conveniently right next door, right front and center as you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
First building right on the corner, first sign that you see out there, right next to Makes and Models.
That's been prime real estate for quite a while.
Yeah, so I couldn't pass that up. So as soon as that became available, I had the opportunity. I acquired it, and I decided, okay, well, this isn't going to pay for itself. I've got a really good thing going with my teammates. Let's make this our home operation. And really, for the first time, because before that, I had a shop at my mom's house just in a barn, literally, up in Colville.
Damn.
And my other teammates, one of them had a garage they shared with Troy Duffin in his Datsun. Just in the corner, they had some space. And then our other teammates just had a trailer. So we really united all our forces together and kick-started this really awesome effort that over the past couple years I've been able to bring and evolve to have much more. The Gannettes, who are our primary customers at the Ian Lacey, the ones that we do all our World Challenge racing with, have some go-karts with me that I'll do track days with them and driver coaching, and I'll maintain their go-karts and store their go-karts. And it's really turned into something pretty neat up until what I'm sure you want to talk about springtime this year, which was...
That was fun.
That thing.
Yes.
Good old track.
Motorsport doesn't fit within a racetrack's business plan.
I think we all had to support UMC initially because it was that or certain death.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got to go with the wild card. And it's really tough because I have a lot of high hopes. I still do to this day about what they can do at that place. But all summer and into the fall now, there's just been absolutely zero follow-through. So, as I'm sure, why don't you explain what happened initially, just to touch base on it?
Okay, so from trying to pull this from memory. So, the Utah Karting Championship, they have been running out at UMC, out on the kart track, for what seems like forever.
It's actually a little bit of history. Are you familiar with BlackRock? Did you hear of BlackRock?
Yeah, actually, Trent, the co-founder of this website, used to race karts out at BlackRock.
So for those who don't know, BlackRock Raceway, I think as they called it, was that little tower at BlackRock Hairpin that you can see on the big track? That was the original go-kart timing and scoring tower.
Yeah, and
for the original track that you can still see remnants of inside the inside area of Turn 5 on the big track.
Yeah, and that's why, like West Turn 5 or Turn 5 on the outer loop, or the full track, is called BlackRock Hairpin, because there was a kart track right there.
So the karting community has existed longer than the track has.
Oh, yeah.
And the karting community played a huge role in producing what the track is now and became with Larry H. Miller.
Yep. So we have that. So we have this long history of karting. We have this history of karting out at UMC, the Utah Karting Championship. And then, as 2019 was approaching, UKC is trying to get dates solidified for their championship season, for test and tunes, for everything. And UMC is just kind of, it seems like they're kicking it around, like between person to person. One person says one thing, another person says another thing. Okay, we'll totally get this to you. Well, now we need to go back and talk about this, because it seemed like 3 or 4 different people were trying to work this deal, and it was just muddying everything up. And then it looked like there was something that was, that was going to happen. And then out of nowhere, the track says, "We're sorry, we cannot host your championship because it doesn't fit within our business model."
Keep in mind, all of this is happening 3 weeks before the first race is scheduled to occur.
This is like utter insanity. And the track suddenly comes out and says, "This does not fit within our business model." And they expounded by saying, "We make money on like the public karting. You guys do not pay as much as the public karting does, so therefore we would much rather have public karting time instead of you guys coming out and occupying these prime dates of public karting time." And then, once an organization, it wasn't just like the Kart Center said that. This was UMC said this. And when they say something like, "Oh, karting does not fit within our business model," it's like, well, karting is kind of the foundation for pretty much all the other motorsports that happens out there. If that's not fitting within your business model, what else will not fit within that business model? So that kind of got this big uproar.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to say that the uproar wasn't justified, because there was a huge shock to everyone, and I think it really showed just how united all of the racing communities are in Utah, and I think the track as a whole, with everything being in the same spot, really does a lot for that. But yeah, basically I've heard and been on each side and heard their stories of the other side, and I've spent a lot of time both with UKC trying to find alternative solutions, as well as doing a lot of volunteer work and dedicating a lot of my time to working with UMC and attempting to develop a possible thing that they could do out there that would be feasible for them and for the karting community. And each side has their own story of how it went down, and there's no point in getting into all of it and all the he said, she said. But what it really comes down to, and what I think really ended up killing it at the end of the day, was a lack of willing to have commitment on UMC's side. There was a lot of, it got very heated, and I feel like both ends butted heads.
Oh yeah, that was definitely, there was a lot of contention on both sides.
It got nasty, and it really was frustrating, and it blew up for sure, and it shouldn't have gotten that bad. But I still feel ultimately, because I was in a really good position with them, and I actually put many, many hours of my personal time in June, July, midsummer of developing programs at the Kart Center, things that had to do with pro racing, things that didn't necessarily have to do with pro racing, just everything to try and expand the Kart Center and UMC as a whole to try and better everything that was there. And really what it comes down to is you can lead a horse to water, but you just can't make him drink.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because I feel like there's a lot of potential there, and they're right on the grasp of it. They can do it. They just won't follow through. You can't make them take the steps to actually put a plan into motion. You can sit there with them and plan for a season about what you want to do, but there's just not really a commitment level right now, which is honestly frightening for the future of everybody that has events out there. I mean, I've talked to Dave Gazarian about this, and he seems very confident about NASA's position with the track, but I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, at what point, what's not worth it? If the Ford Racing School's not worth it, what is?
Yeah, like the kind of a staple out there, if they're willing to just pull anchor and jump to the opposite coast. And
the gist of that deal being, and the only thing that I can really think makes sense on that front is obviously my time, Geely owning Volvo and Lotus and all these other companies that we're familiar with. You think, okay, well, maybe they're going to have their own school in here. Maybe there's something else that they're going to do. So that kind of makes sense. But again, there's no commitment. Where's the commitment to make something else happen?
Yeah, and that's like...
So it's really tough to watch, and I really hope that it's reversible or that there's something that will change in the future, because we all, as a racing community, had a lot of faith in them and were very loyal after what seemed like a very initially hopeful outcome with all of the years of lawsuits and other issues that we had leading up to this. It feels like a bit of a letdown to see the track come to the same fate, but in a much more agonizing, drawn out process. And I really hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, this could be a slow death, and we do not want to watch that happen.
So,
it's
until it happens, hopefully it doesn't, but I'm still very optimistic, and I still support UMC in any way that I can with my shop as a business owner out there and as a driver out there, and I'm still very willing to hopefully work with them in the future and develop more programs with them if they're willing to put them into place.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Ben, I would love to ask you more. However, that took some time.
Bit of a heavy one. I apologize.
I have come to the conclusion that he is a lot more interesting than I am, and I'm fine with that.
He's more interesting than a lot of us. So,
Ben, I still love you.
That's okay. I love me too.
Aw, Lord of the Boards loves Temp Daddy. Oh, that's creepy. All right.
I feel uncomfortable now.
It's all right. So we pretty much just put it out there. We explained who you guys were, and really the only people we got responses from were the members of the Shenanigans Facebook group, which you can join for the low price of $5 a month pledge on Patreon. And so, because what I always ask of our guests, because I always cook dinner, I always need to know, are there any dietary restrictions? Are there anything you're allergic to? Because the last thing I want to do is send you to the hospital. I don't want to do this kind thing and then be like, oh, well, my kindness damn near killed him. So that's not great.
Cooked him dinner, and now he can't even come on our show.
Aw. Anyway, so, yeah, Ayrton was just like, I'm good with pretty much anything. And then
you didn't disappoint either. Chicken, spaghetti.
I whipped out the old memes.
Yep. So Ben hopped in the Wayback Machine and said, nothing can kill the Grimace. And so, because, the Shenanigans members, they always get, the random questions, I said, all right, what would you try to kill the Grimace with? And then what the hell would you want to ask Ayrton? Well, nobody asked Ayrton anything.
Which is really disappointing. It makes me feel like people don't understand quite everything I do.
It's all right. Well, that's why you're here, and that's why when you and Bruno come back on.
That'll be a fun one, because we also didn't really get to talk about G3 at all, which deserves its own segment for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of stories.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I've still got plans to bring on various members of G3 in pairs, so... Anyway, so from Nick Stuckey. Oh, you want?
I don't want to answer this question.
Okay. So let's say you find the love of your life. They're an absolutely perfect person, 10 out of 10, smoking hot. You click super well, and they want to go on all your ridiculous car adventures and support it. But they sound exactly like Goofy from a Goofy movie and talk just like him. Yuck! And all. Or they're an unrelenting Trump supporter. Will always find ways to bring it up at any moment they can and will talk anybody you meet in public's ear off about MAGA and whatever else at the drop of a hat non-stop.
They're a MAGA supporter and a vegan then.
Exactly.
So what I want to think about is what the fuck, Nick?
This is what Stuckey does. Don't ask what the fuck. This is just how he is.
What hurt you? Do you need to talk? Like, let me know.
We need to get Stuckey back on, too.
Like, let me know. Hit me up, dude. I'm all got an open ear.
Here you go. All right.
I think Stuckey's getting a little lonely for some hook in his life.
It's all right. Well, so after... so, strong question, heavy hitting. Taylor Hatch posted a friend's gif. Needing an answer now. Scott Michael Chamberlain said he's going to kill himself. And Stuckey said, just saying I'd take Goofy 100% instead of having to listen to a goofy-ass MAGA motherfucker my whole life. Yuck. So, I'm going to agree with Stuckey.
Same.
Yeah, only because a one-trick pony gets very old very quick. So, you can abstain if you would like. However, it is highly recommended you answer the question.
Oh, 100% Goofy.
All right.
I feel like this is very scenario-based.
All righty.
So moving on.
Ben hits us with the meme. Nothing can kill the Grimace. And then, like...
Brandon Kuhn had no idea what I was talking about. He's like, wait, what? I had to explain it to him, and he's like, oh, it's a meme.
Grimace.
He's like, I'm wondering how old Brandon Kuhn is, if is this before his time?
I Googled this before we got here.
I just went along with it.
Yeah, no,
Someone's phone is going off.
Brandon's an old hat, so... No, that'd be me. That is our timer.
Someone's calling me right now, but I'm about ready to lay into you.
Nope.
Like
time flies when you're having fun.
Normally you're really good about texting.
Yeah, no, nobody calls me. Come on.
I don't have your number. I'd call you all the time.
No, I kind of don't want to give you my number now. You shouldn't have said that.
Well, I want to talk to you. I like talking to you.
Okay, well, I'll give you my number at some point.
God.
Anyway, okay, from Brandon Kuhn. Okay, Purple Grimace dies to the classic crowd eater, a Terminator Mustang. I'll hire an Uber Chad to drive it and pay him in PBR that he drinks ironically.
Okay, that's a picture.
Yep, that is the thing. And then Trent Bray, the shadowy billionaire. The Viper broke you, Michael, so maybe you can kill Grimace? He's talking about his 93 Dodge Viper, which, listen, there's going to come a day of reckoning where it is me or the car.
Those Vipers break a lot of people.
I had to fix that thing with fucking duct tape outside of Barstow. All right? And then we got stuck in traffic. Like, dead-ass stop traffic in the middle of I-15, in the middle of the desert. And then we had to go, like, do a photo shoot with some ungrateful dude with a supercharged 5th-gen Camaro.
Asshole.
He kept saying it was going to make 1,000 horsepower, and I think the best pull he did, like, with, like, the big boy fogger on there and, like, the small pulley on the blower and everything was a little over 9. And then he got bent when I said the best it made was 926. I'm trying to sell it as 1,000 horsepower Camaro. Well, make 1,000 fucking horsepower. Like, it's not my fault you can't do it. Anyway, so I hate the Viper. Oh, also because I had to bump start that thing in the parking lot of a Beto's.
I've done some shit. I've done lots of shit. But that's a level of shit that I can only dream of.
So here's the story. It's been driving around with a blown head gasket for a while. You know.
Yes, you do.
You know. So
the Viper?
Yeah, so it would overheat and, you'd have to shut it off. So Trent wanted to do a Beto's run. So he picks me up after work. I was working at Smith's at the time, which, is a terrible place to work. I highly advise against it. unless you can just fast track yourself to management.
Wow, this place is never getting a sponsorship.
I'd highly advise against working at any sort of grocer.
I mean, if you can just go to the corporate level, that's fine. But ground level, that's a problem. Nothing good happens there. Anyway, so we order our breakfast burritos, and then we putter around, and then the car is overheating. It's I'm just going to shut it off, and then we can just push it up to the window, and then we'll be fine. So
I want to know what this cashier is thinking.
I mean, listen, it's a Beto's. It's 11 o'clock. This person has seen some things. All right, this is not the first time this sort of shenaniganry has happened. So we push it. We get our burritos. We pay. Car won't start. All right, whatever. There are parking spots right there. Crank the wheel. Push it into one of them. Eat our burritos. Car still won't start. Okay, this parking lot is long enough that we can push the car all the way to the end, then start pushing it down, throw it in gear, and dump the clutch, and bump start this thing. Well, there are only two of us, and guess who got to push the giant red fiberglass penis back and forth across this parking lot after just wolfing down a big greasy-ass breakfast burrito? Yep.
Some of you haven't bump started a Dodge Viper in the parking lot of the Beto's, and it shows.
I need this in my life. How?
We need to get Trent on here because me and Trent have some stories.
I want to hear these stories.
We have the S2000 drive in California where we almost saw a dude die.
I've known that one.
And then the dudes in the Viper and the not the Viper, the dudes in the Evo and the STI just coming by us as we're trying to get this guy out of this ravine.
Yep.
Just hitting their blow-off valves like total assholes. I mean, we've been friends for a while. We've got stories. So, but bump starting a Viper. So that's why I hate the Viper, and that's why I will prevail over it. But, yes, he thinks it very well could kill the Grimace. Between that and... Oh, man. We will have to recount the first Viper road trip, where we took a very untested vehicle to California.
Huh.
Yeah. That was a 10-hour drive that took 20. Anyway. So, So, Ben, do you think that fucking Viper could kill the Grimace?
Viper, I think, has a good running chance on that one.
All right, there we go.
Throw him in the driver's seat, send him down the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. he probably won't survive that one.
Oh, boy. All righty. And the only thing we had on the Cam Proper page was one Mr. Drew Stavely trying to steal the spotlight from young Ayrton.
Yeah, come on, Drew.
No, this is not about you, Drew. If you want to make this about you...
Well, in all fairness, why did you put a picture of his car up there? I have a number 12 car.
I mean, listen, I have a picture of you
spitting... It's the same thing.
I have a picture of you spitting out at Tooele and getting
GT4 Mustang, Oh, no, you have pictures of that?
I do have pictures of that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Little Ayrton, his first Spec Miata race.
That was my second race.
Oh, your second race.
The first one was not half bad.
Well, there you go. Well, so second race coming through Tooele. Somehow spins. I don't remember, but he got beached on the rumble strip on the outside.
There was Miata stuff occurring. It was definitely a Miata race.
Miata things happened. Miatas.
Miatas did as Miatas do.
There you go.
Miata is always the answer.
Yep, but I have just poor lonely Ayrton.
Well, not that one, but I'm sure you have some other ones.
Probably, but I'm doing most of the stuff from my phone, so I have to, deal with what I can just quickly get my hands on.
He's a phony.
So, yes, I am a big, fat phony. And speaking of phones, I got to talk to Matt about something, but that's neither here nor there. So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.
Thank you.
We'll have you both back at some point.
Looking forward to it. We got to get me and Bruno because that will...
Yes, we're going to get you and Bruno.
We'll say some
watch
stuff.
It devolve.
Me, Bruno, and Ayrton with a young episode. And then we'll get Sam, too, because Sam's older than me, I think.
Dang it, he can't come.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. We'll get the kids on there. We'll let
hit me with an honorary yeet for Bruno.
Yeet.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
Why did it like break on you?
Yeet, 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 yeet.
There we go.
That was timed so well on my part.
Good job.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, do you have anything that you would like to plug? Social medias, just whatever. Tell people to follow you.
Yeah,
Throw
I've
money at
been told
you or
I'm not
whatever.
too good at the Instagram thing, but you can follow me at Scuderia Littel, SCUDERIA _Littel.
All right, yeah. I mean, we'll
Find me on Facebook. That's the usual place.
There you go. I mean, we'll link to their places where you can stalk them. Ben, do you want to be stalked?
Yeah, you can hit me up on Heavy Core Photography on Instagram.
Yep. All right. There we go.
Pictures of Miatas, go-karts, and way too many pictures of growing baby chickens.
Aw. We love baby chickens.
Chickens are the best.
Yeah, they're fun. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys out there for listening to us. If you would like to, you can follow us on all the various social medias. We are at Cam Automag on the lot of them. If you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Support us on Patreon. We are inching closer to our goal of being able to live stream this. Once we get $200 worth of monthly patrons, we will go ahead and start live streaming this. And you'll be able to see all of the weirdness that happens, all of the weird pauses where you hear muted laughter. You're going to understand what's going on. But that will only be available to patrons, and that's only going to happen after we get $200 a month. So you do that by going to patreon.com/CamAutomag and then subscribing for any dollar amount up to $15,000.
I say it's worth it.
Oh, it's
You
worth
should
it.
do it.
Yeah, definitely. There you go. We've got 2 patrons here. Hell, you might get lucky. We just pull a random patron down here. So that's how it works.
Yeah, finally worked.
Yeah, finally. Now we're gonna bring you back with your little deviant friends. Just let you run amok on this fine podcast.
I'm hooked now. Let's do it.
You just need to come back every other week and sit on that couch.
I mean, listen, that's why we have couches down here. I need to clean it up, but yeah, we'll totally. I mean, if you
That's
really
how I started.
Exactly. I mean, if people really, really want to come watch, I mean, I would like to get a few people so we can get some sort of crowd work going, but that's neither here nor there.
Pass it to the crowd.
Yep. Anyway, buy our stuff, CamAutoSwag.com. Support our sponsor, Steady Broke Clothing, SteadyBroke.com. Use coupon code CamAuto15 at checkout to save 15% on your entire order. This coming weekend is the end of the NASA Utah season, the legendary and much loved Quad Duro. I'm going to talk to Matt because we're probably going to do the live stream thing again, and I'll probably be doing commentary for that because it's what I do. You're listening to me right now. Come on.
You're going to have to commentate the Miata race, and I'm not going to crash, and you're going to make a big deal of that.
I'm going to make a big deal about you not crashing, about Andy doing Andy things. Like all of these things. And if you're listening and if you're going to be out at the track and if you are racing, if you're in the Thunder group and it's the Lightning race, you can come up and hang out for a minute. Give us some insight. If you're a TT driver and it's not your session, please come up, talk. Because, however much I love Austin Kent, he's a good dude. He's a great guy. He has a lot of very interesting thoughts that we need to expand upon. Specifically, he asked a question a couple weeks ago about certain records being untouchable because they changed the classing rules. Like Travis Tidball has a bunch of TT records that aren't going to be touched because he set them in a Corvette, and basically when they rechanged how they class things, like how you do your horsepower stuff, nothing's going to be able to touch that. So
You think you just archive those at that point, have a new record that's up for grabs.
Right. So, he's got a bunch of good stuff, but he's also terribly afraid of the microphone sometimes. So, yeah, love having him up there. Would love to have him up there too, but would also like to have some people who, are just going to sit there and just chew the scenery, just dominate the mic for a minute. Give me a minute to go steal a Coke or something.
You guys are up in the top of the Grand Prix garages?
Yes.
I'll be in a Grand Prix garage this weekend, so I have no excuses.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to be up next to timing and scoring, so
sweet.
It's where we will be. Just follow the dulcet tones of my voice, and you will find us. So
That's how I sleep at night.
It's what I like to hear. Oh, you.
Oh, you.
You.
No, you.
This is the stuff that you
This
guys
has
need
been
to
a very
pay for.
bromance episode.
It really has
Yeah.
been. Oh,
It's the sake. It's speaking to us.
oh, man.
Oh, God.
You have all missed out
You really
so
have.
much this episode by not giving them enough money to live stream.
Yup. So there we go for episode 232 of the Camcast. I have been Mike.
I have been Zach.
I've been Temp Daddy Ben Allred.
Ooh,
This is Ayrton, the kid with go-karts.
there you go. Perfect.
I
And
almost
we'll be
said
back next week. What? Go
I
ahead.
almost said this was Dave, and then said this was Zach.